save some money, pull your weeds, mow your lawn, and we won't have to go through this abatement cost to private properties, and it will enhance our community. But until people recognize that they are responsible for their own properties, it will go on.
Anyone else, council? Diane?
Aye.
Bob?
Aye.
Jerry?
Aye.
Osama?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And Scott?
Aye.
That motion carries 7-0. Presented for City Council's consideration is a request to approve an Iowa Department of Transportation federal aid agreement for a surface transportation project, Colorado Street, which is Colorado Street. When a city project is partially funded with federal money, an agreement with the federal government via the IDOT is necessary. The Colorado Street project will get $1.2 million in STP money. This proposed federal aid agreement is similar to other agreements the city and IDOT have entered into previously. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
So moved, Your Honor.
Moved by Phil.
Second.
Second by Mark. Discussion.
I will have one question here, just for the record. After what took place with the bridge and the lighting here, whenever we get funding from the government and federal, state, we need. Is there any string attached to this? Is there a completion date that if we didn't complete it by a certain date, we pay that money back, or just for the record there, Randy, probably I know the answer, but
I can give you the bridge version.
yeah.
Okay. Like the bridge lighting, that came from a different type of grant called an enhancement grant. This is surface transportation, has to do with streets. If we don't take care of the streets for 30 years, probably they would ask for their money back, but I'm confident that we will take care of these streets forever. There really isn't any strings attached, and as I read through it, Osama, the challenges that we face when we do these are working with DOT and making sure that you have all the archaeological studies done. We just finished getting a categorical exclusion, which allows us now to go out and start acquiring property and get the easements. And we wouldn't have gotten this agreement until those steps had been approved by DOT. There are design approvals that still are required by DOT before we can even begin the project. And then once you do a federally funded project like this, but it's exactly the same funding source of Hershey. Then you have to do certain things by DOT's auditing standards, which we're doing. Other than that, I'm not aware of any other strings. Okay?
Thank you.
Yes. Anyone else, Council? Any other questions or comments for Randy? Anybody? Thank you very much, Randy. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 7-0. Presented for City Council's consideration is a request to approve an agreement with Complete Ground Maintenance, CGM of Davenport, Iowa, for assistance with excess compost and wood mulch materials at the compost site. This contract is for an exchange of services and will decrease the budget expenses to $16,500. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
So moved, Your Honor.
Moved by Scott,
Second, Your Honor.
second by Phil. Discussion. Those in favor say aye.
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 Nay. Motion carries 7-0. Presented for City Council's consideration is a request to authorize the issuance of a purchase order for the 2011-2012 snow hauling for the Central Business District and city parking lots. Two bids were received with the low bid from Bayfield Snow Removal. The hourly rate will remain the same as last year. It is staff's recommendation a purchase order be issued to Bayfield Snow Removal for the 2011-2012 snow hauling. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
So moved, Your Honor.
Moved by Phil.
Second, Your Honor.
Second by Jerry. Discussion.
I think at least I asked all my questions of Randy via email today, and some of my questions were because I thought that there had been an issue, but obviously we didn't have any issues with this contractor. Correct? Okay. Thank you.
Further questions or comments, Council? Those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries 7-0. The following traffic items have been presented for City Council's approval. I'm going to read both of them to you, Council. Number one is a stop sign request at Fairview and Cannon Avenue. This intersection is a blind intersection because of the topography and driveway near that location. There is a lot of pedestrian traffic due to the trail at the intersection of Cannon Avenue and River Road. The Traffic Committee is recommending the installation of stop signs on Cannon Avenue at the intersection of Item number 2, stop sign at Lucas and Broadway. The Traffic Committee feels the temporary stop sign installed at this intersection during the construction season has been very effective in increasing the safety of the 4th Street Park neighborhood. Therefore, it is their recommendation the temporary stop sign at that intersection be made permanent. Is there a motion, council, to approve the requests as submitted?
So move, Your Honor.
Moved by Diane,
Second.
second by Scott. Discussion. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 7-0. Presented for City Council's consideration is a request to approve the fiscal year 2010-2011 annual financial report. This report includes all budgeted funds of the city and was prepared on a budget basis. Revenues and other financing sources total $57,296,577 for the year, and expenditures and other uses $60,735,430. Actual city expenditures in each functional area were within the budgeted amounts as required by the state. Is there a motion to adopt the request as submitted?
So moved, Your Honor.
Moved by Bob.
Second, Your Honor.
Second by Diane. Discussion. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 7-0. Presented for City Council's consideration is a request from the Fire Department to issue a purchase order for repairs to the aerial ladder. The aerial ladder failed to require NFPA ladder/boom test and is out of service. Staff is requesting authorization to issue a purchase order to Emergency Apparatus Maintenance Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $70,665 plus additional shipping cost of parts from Finland. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
So moved, Your Honor.
Moved by Phil.
Second, Your Honor.
Second by Scott. Discussion?
Your Honor, I do have one question for
Yes.
the Chief. How long has the leak been going on?
The leak has been going on since probably June or July when they noticed it. We've been having some issues with the aerial. It's been in and out of service basically since this summer with some repairs on the hydraulics and the booms. When they worked on the hydraulics, we're coming up to the point where we're due for our 5-year test, and that's when we brought them in to do the 5-year test, and that's when it failed. And then that's in the process of the last couple of months of bringing in outside people to look at it to see what's wrong with it and what needs to be fixed. And so that's where we're at this point.
You need to get the parts from Finland. How quickly can they get you the parts?
They're saying 6 to 10 weeks is average. We're probably looking at about 8 weeks once we place the order for it to come from Finland.
Thank you.
Anyone else, council? Jerry?
Would you call this defective equipment, or it's normal wear and tear is the problem?
Well, I'm not a mechanic, and I can't really tell you exactly what went wrong. The aerial is 14, 15 years old. Life expectancy is 20 to 25 years. We have had some repairs over the last 10 to 15 years on the packings themselves, which is kind of a normal thing. The booms being bent is another issue, and so that's why those 4 sections on the waterway, when the ladder extends in and out, the waterway, the stainless steel pipes on the inside extract back and forth with these packings. During fires, when you're operating water, it's under pressure, under the again, we've utilized our mechanics. We haven't had any accident reports. We've worked with the vendors that we've come in to look at it. We can't pinpoint it to one thing saying this caused it or that caused it. So an educated guess is that, you know, this is getting towards the end of its lifespan, 14 to 15 years old. We have had some repairs on it in the past, but I think we're assured that once we do these repairs, I think this is going to get us out till it comes to the point where we replace the aerial. So I don't think we're looking at any other significant repairs once we do this and get it fixed.
Are the parts on hand at the company over in Finland, or they are building it?
They are on hand from what they're telling us.
Shouldn't take 6 to 8 weeks, and it'll be faster.
I'm not an expert in shipping, but that's what we're told. So
Well, I am, and I tell you, it doesn't take that long. So call me.
When you receive these parts, do you have a good feeling that yes, this will correct this situation and that it will be available for another fairly lengthy time?
we're pretty confident from, again, what the repair personnel are telling us. And again, this is getting shipped straight to the factory. So, you know, once it comes in, it will go up to Minnesota. We will arrange to drive the aerial up there, and they will fix it. We have arranged to get a rental aerial unit from Sioux City. So again, our city will not be without an aerial while it's up there getting repaired. So we'll still have the coverage and the safety for the community. We'll have another aerial in its place while it's getting repaired.
To that point, will the Sioux City unit have the same reach?
I don't have all the details on their aerial. Again, initially, we were looking at, what we've done in the past is we have an automatic aid agreement with Davenport, but again, they're not guaranteeing that they could give us an aerial. And again, if we had an emergency here, we're probably looking at about 50 minutes to an hour for them to get down here. So if that really isn't going to benefit us too much, and so I actually just got back from the chiefs conference and was talking to some of the fire chiefs, and they're like, Sioux City, they actually rent theirs out, and I know Cedar Rapids has rented it a couple times, and actually the rental fee is less than what we pay for a rental on an ambulance. So pretty reasonable to rent an aerial to have it in the community for the protection and safety.
Further questions or comments? Anyone? Thank you very much, Chief. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 7-0. Presented for City Council's consideration is a request to approve the acceptance of a COPS grant. It is, Fran, what is it?
I'm sorry.
It is what?
Yeah,
It is in September 2011.